Hey gits and gals, this is Warboss Nick of the Broken Legion of Gamers, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing the core set for this game, Star Wars Legion. And if you're only planning on buying one core set like I am, my advice to you is pick up one of these dice packs. You're going to need it just to use Vader. Now let's open up the box and see what comes in this. And on the back of the box, I'm going to show you this because that is an amazing picture of all the minis that come in this box. But we'll get into it. In the box, you get 14 Stormtroopers, 14 Rebel Troopers, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, 2 sets of the speeder bikes, two models of the speeder bike, which is 1 unit, and you get the AT-RT Scout Walker, I believe is its name. Now let's open this box up. And like all Fantasy Flight games, the vacuum seal is amazingly strong. Now, when you open the box, first thing you see is this. You get the Winter 2017 Fantasy Flight Games catalog. You get the Learn to Play book. And this is the only rule book you get in this game, which is a first for Fantasy Flight. Usually there's a Learn to Play book and the rules reference book, but the rules reference book for this game is actually available to you online. And now in this you get 1 sheet of tokens, and for Fantasy Flight this is odd because usually their games are very token heavy. I'm surprised it's not 2 or 3 sheets, but it's only 1. We're not going to open up the tokens because I don't want to lose any of my tokens. And now, what's great about this, for the first time ever in a Fantasy Flight game, you get an insert tray, which I've never seen in a Fantasy Flight game. Hopefully that's something they're going to do in more of their future releases. Now let's dig into all these bags. The first bag is your 8 barricades. We're going to save the minis for last in this. Now the barricades are a nice honking heavy plastic. They're a decent size, and these look like they're going to be really fun to paint up. Now on to the next bag of stuff. Here is the bag of dice, which is the exact same dice amount and everything that you get in the dice pack expansion. And then you get, in this compartment, you're getting 2 bags. In this first bag is your lovely range ruler, which it'll start out like this, and you actually build the range ruler. You put the range ruler together, and this is how you measure ranges. Oh, they're actually coded. There's 4 sections, and in each wow, that's weird. Okay. The last section is actually an open hole, so maybe later on in future expansions, maybe you'll get a range 5 weapon and you'll just add an extra part of this range ruler on. But this is how you measure ranges. range 1, range 1 to 2, range 1 to 3, and then range 1 to 4. And we're going to put this back in here. We're not even going to put it back in the bag. In this bag, you have your movement templates, which they are plastic, and each of them has their little notches. Put them together like this. Put it together like this. You put your model on this side, and then if it's doing one movement, you move it to this side, and you can go like this and move it however you see fit. And then here's the range 2 template. The movement 2 template. And movement 3. These are actually smaller than I thought they'd be. I knew the range 1 template was small, but I thought they'd be big. I thought the 2 and 3 would be bigger. I guess not. Now, you have 2 bags of bases. This is the 30 bases for your trooper units and your lead, and Luke and Darth Vader. And then here's two more bases. This is the base for the ATRT Walker. This looks about to be a 50, like almost 50 or 60 millimeter base. Here's a good example for movement. You'd stick the template on your base, you'd pick up your model, move it to this side, move it to the far end of the movement template. And here are the 2 bases for the speeder bikes. Somewhere in this box will be the 2 stems that glue on to make the speeder bikes actually look like they're floating in midair. Now we're going to move on to the cards. I'm not going to read the cards because basically I'm going to do an overview of each faction in this box in a later video. Here are your unit cards, and the unit cards I thought were actually the tarot size cards from like they were in Star Wars Armada, but in this game they're actually making them the size of regular playing cards, so you can use regular sleeves on these, which is awesome. I had a hard time finding sleeves for my old Armada set. And then the next set of cards over here, these are the cards you use to pick deployment, to pick basically these are your battle cards to determine how your battle goes. I don't know exactly how they work. I gotta read the rule book. And then here are your command cards. Here are your generic command cards. You get 2 of each card. I guess 1 for each faction. And then here are your special command cards. 3 for Luke Skywalker, 3 for Darth Vader. We will go over these in a future video. So these are the regular size playing cards. And right here are all the upgrade cards you get. Like the 2 extra stormtroopers, the 2 extra rebel troopers, the special weapons for the stormtroopers, the special weapons for the rebels, and then these 3 are the special weapons for the AT-RT. These are force powers. And this actually surprises me. Oh no, force choke is dark side only. Jedi mind trick is light side only. I guess you can guess which ones these powers are going on. Force reflexes, and anybody can take. Force meditation, anyone can take. Saber throw, which you get 2 of them. So I take it both Luke and Darth Vader can take them, which is actually good because this actually gives Darth Vader a ranged attack. And then you get 4 copies of concussion grenades, 4 copies of targeting scopes, and then 2 long-range comlinks. Unfortunately, you don't have comlink jammer. But now what we're gonna do is move on to the main event of this unboxing, what everybody wants to see, and that is the miniatures. Oh, I forgot one of my bases. We'll just throw it in here. Okay. Okay. Right here, you got your big honking bag of miniatures. And in this bag, you are going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. You're going to get 14 little bags in this bag, and in each bag is 2 copies of the same sculpt, because you get 2 of each units, 2 Rebel Trooper units, and 2 Stormtrooper units. And these are easy to put together minis. Here's what's good about these is they are slotted, so heads only go on a certain way and only go onto a certain body, and then you'd put your weapons on. And this is actually the one of the special weapons for the Rebel Troopers. And these are phenomenally detailed. As you can probably tell, they've got great detail. These are going to paint up really nicely. And then that's one of the special weapons to the Rebel Trooper. I'm not going to go through all these. Maybe in a future video I will try fit all the miniatures and glue them onto their bases and do a review of all the miniatures. Well, there was one of your Rebel Troopers. I'm also gonna pull out the Rebel Trooper leader, because this guy I think is phenomenal. All these are 2 or 3 piece miniatures. This guy I think is a 4-piece miniature. He comes in torso, legs, the binocular hand, and his weapon hand, like this. And this is what the leader of your Rebel Trooper unit looks like. But we're going to pull this guy apart. And let's see if I can find the leader of the Stormtrooper unit and a regular Stormtrooper. Here's the leader of the Stormtrooper unit right here. This is, which is awesome because it's only a 2-piece miniature. Most of the body, like this. And then the hand with the blaster rifle. And it goes together like like so, to create a really dynamic stormtrooper leader. And you get that special pad right there, which you can paint all sorts of different colors and to denote different squadrons. And then let's go grab a regular stormtrooper. Fantasy Flight spared no expense on this game. And the stormtroopers are 2-piece miniatures. And here's Stormtrooper ready to shoot, but we all know a Stormtrooper couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if its life depended on it. So there's your basic rundown of your Stormtroopers and Rebel Troopers. And then let me bag up all these, get them back in the bag. I'm actually rather impressed with the bag, with the details of these models for the type of plastic they're using. They're using a hard, like a PVC plastic. It's kind of like their Rune Wars plastic, but they learned a lot from Rune Wars, and it's actually better quality, harder PVC plastic than Rune Wars. Okay, now we're going to move on. Let's move on to Vader and Luke. Okay, this is... Oh, and in with Vader and Luke, you also have the rider to the AT-RT. And the post and the handlebar to the AT-RT. Because AT-RT has 2 handlebars. One is actually connected onto the miniature with a big honking blaster. And then you get this handle right here that you'd glue onto your AT-RT. And this is the side that for the hand with the blaster. That was bad. I almost lost the handle hand to my AT-RT rider. Now on to... we're going to move on to Luke. Luke comes in 2 pieces with no hands. I guess this is later on in the series, and Darth has already cut off his hands, but he goes together rather easily. Okay, he doesn't dry fit very well, that's for sure. Okay, Luke is definitely one of them. Okay. You get Luke with the lightsaber. I think this is actually a much better sculpt than his than the Luke that came with the Imperial Assault corset. Now on to the man, the myth, the legend, Darth Vader. He comes in 3 pieces. One piece is his head and cloak. The other one is his main body and part of his cloak. And the last piece is his right hand with his lightsaber. Now, the best way to build Vader is put the lightsaber on first. And this guy don't dry fit too well. He doesn't dry fit too well either. Oh, that's why there's a piece of plastic right there that needs to be cleaned off. So that's probably not going to stay on no matter what I do. And then you pop on the head and cloak. And you've got the Dark Lord of the Sith right there. Darth Vader. With a beautifully detailed control panel. Beautifully detailed mask. He's doing the Force choke. He's got his lightsaber out. This is definitely a phenomenal miniature. And then let's move on to the speeder bikes. These are the riders to the speeder bike. These are right here are the two stems that glue onto the the base for the speeder bikes. The rider for the speeder bikes and the speeder bikes. Okay, the speeder bikes, we're not going to pull that out because there's a lot of little bits in there, and I don't want to lose any of the little bits. So here's the speeder bikes. I'll put these together and we'll do a video just on the speeder bikes. And here is the riders to the speeder bikes. We will take them out and build them. And this is the rider to the speeder bike. Aiming backwards, shooting at Luke and Leia on their stolen speeder bikes. And for this guy, just like the ATRT, you've got this control handle right here that you glue onto the speeder bike. This way, it's got a handle with no hand on it. And you get two of these bed rolls. Two of them. And here's the rider to your other speeder bike. The rider to the other speeder bike has both the handles on them. They're basically just scout troopers. And this might be one of my longest videos yet. You guys are in for a treat with this video. Got me doing overtime. And here's the last miniature, and this miniature is the ATRT. And the ATRT comes in a whole bunch of pieces, and I'll build, just like the speeder bikes, I'll build this one up off camera and do a video featuring just this model. Well, that's it for this video, guys. As always, if you liked what you see, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell icon to the right if you want to be notified anytime I put up any future videos. And always, I repeat, always support local gaming here at the channel. We support Toy Wiz in Nanuet, New York on Route 59, right across the street from the Dunkin' Donuts. Have a nice night, guys.